The UK and India have always enjoyed a very strong trade relationship, currently worth £34 billion to the year end September 2022. And both the countries together support over 500,000 jobs across economies. We are looking at more collaborative efforts in 2023 as several Indian investors have listed UK as one of their most preferred business destinations in Europe. I have the privilege of conversation with Jagdish, Mitra, Chief Strategy Officer and Head of Growth at Tech Mahindra. Welcome.
Mukta, first of all, thank you. I think it's a great opportunity to tell about our relationship and the journey that we've had so far in the UK and with obviously the ecosystem in UK, which is our customers, our partners, and most importantly, the talent that we get in UK. So to your question about, what makes a UK an attractive destination for us, I think first thing is that we had a history. The company started off as a joint venture with British Telecom, and therefore our the formation of the company had a very UK had a very strong role to play. But since then we've become completely independent of that joint venture, and we run largely a public company. UK for us continues to be a very strong destination for a multiple sets of reasons. One is primarily ease of doing business. I think over the years and every year, we have constantly seen a change towards better in terms of how do we make sure that we can do business easily, how do we ensure that we get our talent or both in the UK and from India to UK, or leveraging any of that has become easier. Third is, I think, the skills and capability that UK has started to bring together. We as a company have called out as our brand statement, connected world, connected experiences, which means that the world is hyper-connected. How do you take advantage of it? And ultimately, we all live because of the experiences it delivers. One of the key parts of that experience is design. And we see UK as a big center for helping us with design, both in the engineering side as well as at the digital and the design side. So those are primarily the reasons for us to be in the UK.
Over a period of time, how has the business flourished? How has the business changed? And where do you see the government of UK come in? How have things been over the years? And what have been the key milestones in this journey for you?
Well, for us in Tech Mahindra, it's been a strong growth journey for us in the UK. The partnership with the trade unit here in India as well as in the UK is seamless for us. So anytime we are trying to expand, anytime trying to build new capabilities in the UK, we've had strong support, whether it's in data science, whether it's in AI, whether it's partnership with research institutions in the UK. We've had a very, very strong focus on how do we get support from them. The growth has been significant. For us right now, UK is little over 15% of our business. And that's a strong statement for a company which is extremely global. We operate in 90 countries. And in that, if one country or one set of location is where it's getting a significant portion of our business, that means it's extremely conducive to that growth. And as I said, I think the growth across sectors has been good for us. We started off being a telecom, media, and entertainment focused company. We're servicing those industries. Now we've grown to stronger in telecom, stronger in media and entertainment, but we've added some significant capabilities and customers amongst the leading financial institutions, manufacturing setups, healthcare and pharma, retail, travel, transport, and even towards the north in oil and gas and so on, utilities. But the biggest thing that we've grown on is the type of work we deliver. So for us, the capability of work that we've delivered right now is absolutely about 60 to 70% in the UK's digital transformation for our customers. And that's where we are focused on, and that's the growth that I'm extremely proud of.
Well, you talk about digital transformation, innovation, collaboration, and you look at UK as a strategic partner, and a lot has been said about the 10-point plan that the UK offers. Not just your experience, but if you were to talk about how entrepreneurs startup founders or brands that are interested in coming to the to UK. What stands out in this 10-point plan for you?
Well, I think the biggest standpoint for us at least and the alignment is around sustainability.
Right.
So the whole focus around the UK government's focus on green hydrogen, on building together sustainable products and design, vehicles and so on and so forth is the most important part of our journey. We in the company have actually called out 5 key areas of focus, and we call it CECES. Connectivity, which I talked to you about, which is the connected world part. Engineering, because we are doing all of us in the world are capturing significant amount of data. Then the next C is about moving to the cloud, so which is where everything is about the next generation of cloud, the industrial cloud, the vertical specific clouds. The other E is about experience, and the S is about sustainability, which sort of runs across as a parallel.
Right.
So we see that amongst the 10-point agenda of the offshoring drive, of the ability to put everything else together, the whole platform around sustainability that UK offers and the opportunity there, and the fintech startup ecosystem that it brings together are the key points that we focus on.
Also, I guess you bring back a lot of knowledge and know-how then from the UK to back home, where ESG still is at a very developing stage.
Yes, it is. And I think both ways. You know, the things that we leverage from India to UK or from other markets to UK are different. India to UK would be things like scale, the opportunity to do things at scale. The things that we are doing here on public goods is absolutely at scale, and we think there's a huge opportunity there for running that, because almost everything we do here is and we've been involved as Tech Mahindra in some of the largest public goods programs here in this country. And that automatically brings in, you know, data security, which is a big discussion item, privacy, and so on and so forth. While in UK, we bring together significant amount of learnings on sustainability, significant of learning, design and experience, which is the big together of the left and the right brain, which I think is absolutely the coming together of two learnings.
Mr. Mitra, where is Tech Mahindra in UK based out of?
So we started off in a location in London. Now since then we've opened about 6 delivery centers, one in Milton Keynes, up in Newcastle, then in Leeds. So we've spread ourselves pretty much across wherever we've found talent and wherever we've found it to be proximal to the customer. So all these places are today actual engineering and delivery centers, as we call them, for Tech Mahindra.
You do a lot of business with other countries of Europe as well. It's not a catch-22 question, but what sets UK apart from all your other partners, or what uniqueness does it bring to the table?
Well, you know, because it wasn't a catch-22 question, I'm going to answer in a similar way. See, I think UK has inherent advantages of language, of culture, of our familiarity, which obviously is very easy for people in our education system to adapt to it, which is generic for most India-based tech heritage companies. For TechM, but you know, similarly every other country provides some other capability and strengths to it. So we try and leverage as a global company, as we said, in different parts of Europe or 90 other countries, that we try and take advantage of those. For TechM specifically, the inherent advantage is the base that we created because of the relationship on how it was built as an organization. We obviously gravitated a lot towards UK and the businesses that we did. So when you do something together and you do it with a larger client, it helps the other clients get confidence of you and say, okay, if that's what they're doing with someone as well known and reputed as this and helping them transform, maybe they can help us transform too. So that's the first reason behind it. But I think what's happened is also the startup ecosystem and the digital native ecosystem has helped. We work with them in both ways. We include them as part of our solution portfolio, but we also they are also clients of ours, where we have actually been. So we have a good mix of heritage companies or legacy companies transforming themselves towards digital companies, and the other set is all digital native companies that we work with. Actually, the Mahindra Group also has a large design center in the UK.
When we talk about research and development, and when we also talk about cutting edge technology and also brains that are working on it, we have UK on one side, India on the other. What are some of the new exciting fields that you're looking at collaborations, or perhaps Tech Mahindra is exploring when it comes to some of the new projects both in India and the United Kingdom?
Well, I think it's very well aligned with where the future is. I talked a little bit about it. I think connectivity, connected solutions, 5G is a very key focus area for us, and we're doing significant amount of both in enabling the providers to launch them effectively as they transition, but also working with businesses that are going to be using 5G to improve their experience for their customers and to be able to draw out new products. So 5G is a core area for us. Second area that we are focused on is data science, and we do a lot of work around data science in that area, and that applies across industry sectors, where we're doing a lot of work in analytics and be able to leverage the pool of tech skills that are available in the UK, in the universities there, in what they do around data science. So there it sort of applies across in banking, across manufacturing, and so on and so forth. We're doing significant work around, as I said, design and EV. So
Right.
both around the EV and that sort of parallelly talks about sustainability and sustainable tech, but primarily around auto and manufacturing on the work that we are doing around EV as well as around the design side. And finally, as I said, on sustainable tech. So the whole work is primarily centered around these four areas. A lot of our research and design is building capabilities and applications in that area, and this is slowly moving towards the core areas that we talked about. We're obviously working on some of the other new areas like metaverse and so on and so forth, but they are still gaining momentum while we're sort of on the four areas that I mentioned to you, we are extremely deeply enriched.
I know we have already spoken about it, but I do want you to deliberate in a more detailed fashion on the ESG bit of your work and what does UK bring to the table?
See, I think we have been extremely focused as an organization to make sure that first we've got to be, as an organization, be able to deliver to the goods that we are speaking about. So from a ESG perspective, Tech Mahindra has been right there at the top. Globally, we are amongst the top 3 companies in our genre as recognized by Dow Jones. We got recognized by the UK's Terracotta, and the recognition therefore from there of what we're doing. So that's more about how do we make sure ourselves as an internally ESG focused organization or an enterprise. But I think the opportunity really that we are building on is our ability to partner with UK businesses in building sustainable tech solutions. So in the world of telecommunications or in the world of manufacturing or in the world of utilities, there's a huge amount of opportunity to optimize using Internet of Things, using metaverse, using digital twins, using all the AI background to make sure that we are making the right decisions. And that's where the opportunity that we are seeing as a big opportunity for raising businesses and revenues through sustainability tech. That's the big thing that we're trying to do there.
How has the experience been of working with the really young now, the generation that is coming up now, the Gen Zs and the millennials? And this question is always fascinating for me because when 2 countries collaborate and they work together, what are some of the experiences that you are seeing with working with the youth in both the countries?
Well, I think there's a lot of commonality. I think the barriers have literally gone away thanks to the internet, thanks to the whole opportunity that the global connected world offers to our statement of connected experiences. A youth here in India and the youth there in the UK have almost similar experiences, of opportunities, topics, research areas of interest. I mean, there's no barrier. If you're interested, you can get that. Doesn't matter whether you're in London or in Delhi, wherever you are, you can probably pick that up. So that's the commonality. So whenever we look for talent, we don't see too much difference in the abilities that we can see for them. So therefore, we hire a lot of young talent. They get into the cultures of the organization also much easily.
Right.
And we've taken a lot of efforts. We do joint discussions with people to make them familiar before they join our organizations and so on and so forth. But to the similarity, I think, is the ability to challenge and the ability to experiment. I think that's common. Most of the youth is ready to push the boundaries, ready to disrupt, ready to experiment, and probably not too afraid of failure. And that's a common thing that we are seeing both across both the youth.
Taking that thread forward and taking your closing comments, any advice, any experience, anything that you would want to share with budding entrepreneurs, brands that want to expand their business to Europe and UK, and especially the unicorns who are thinking, all right, we have scaled up in India and now UK should be the next destination, or Europe should be the next destination. What are some of the things they need to keep in mind, and specifically on if they're thinking about UK, then what stands out?
Well, you mentioned about studying there. I have studied there too. I've done my postgrad in London. And I think the opportunity and the advice, if I am at all can consider it, I don't think I'm anyone who can probably give advice to the budding entrepreneurs. They've already done it. So from my perspective of learning, at least sharing that, is UK as a market is very open to accepting new ideas and new products, new services. So, they're always experimenting, they're ready to do it. I mean, we always knew that a lot of the innovations come out of the UK. They then find its, ability to bloom and grow maybe in America. But the ideas, they're new ideas, new generation, new thoughts, liberal thought process is a lot in the UK. And there's an opportunity for all of the people that are wanting to do business in the UK, whether it's a unicorn or
Soonicorn.
or whatever, semicon or a regular con, whatever they are, there's an opportunity there for everyone in the UK, because I find that the culturally they are a lot more aligned. They understand us better. We understand the UK better. Not just cricket, but there's a lot more commonality. But businesses, the biggest thing that I think is good is the consumers ready to be able to try something new. So that's the new frontier for all the semicons, the unicorns, whatever you want to talk about, their opportunity to go.
Well, thank you so much for those wonderful insights and taking out time for us. And I wish you all the very best for all your future endeavors.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.